So we have with us Mr. Ramesh Nair, the CEO India for Colliers International, and he is also doing the role of Managing Director, Market Development Asia. The topic for our discussion is office market in India and current and future trends. So I'm very confident that Ramesh would answer all our queries. With this presentation, we would have a good, insightful information about it. Ramesh has over 24 years of experience in consulting across top-tier IPCs, international property consultants. He is responsible for driving Colliers India's overall direction, strategy, and growth. He has worked across diverse asset class such as office, land, warehousing, industrial, retail, residential, data centers, hotel, advising leading domestic and multinational owners, investors, and occupiers. So Ramesh has added value beyond the boundaries of India as well. As a role, he's being played as Managing Director, Asia, Colliers International. He is responsible for developing services, expand client relationships, and attract other talented professionals to the company. So Ramesh, I think most of us and many consultant human resource of real estate looks for you as an educator as well. So here to you, over to you. Please start your presentation information. Thank you.
Thanks for that very kind introduction, Nikhil. Lovely to see two of my dearest friends, Harshul and Shantilal ji also on the screen. We have grown up seeing and listening and learning from people like Shantilal ji. So great to see and great to see so many participants. Fantastic initiative, Harshul and Shantilal ji for getting this going. As so many people participating. I'll focus today on the Indian real estate market update, but I'll focus on the office part today, and that's what the organizers requested me to speak. I'm sure many of you would like to hear of what's happening in the office market, what is the good things happening, what are some of the tough things happening. But please remember one thing, office is the most traded asset class in the world. So globally, there's close to $1 trillion of transactions which happen every year in the institutional market, and around 40-45% of that every year is commercial, so which is office. All others put together is around 60%. So that's something the audience should keep in mind. A little bit of what's happening in the economy and how that's tied to the real estate market. So on the economy side, it's very simple. When GDP goes up, office demand goes up. When GDP goes down, the office demand goes down. There you see that graph on top and the graph below. So very, very highly correlated to GDP growth rate. So that's the first takeaway for the audience. The second takeaway for the audience is, if you want to track the demand for office real estate, there are two basic points you need to track. One is FDI inflows into India. More FDI comes in, more people look for space, Indian companies and foreign companies. So we keep growing. And the second one is business confidence. That slide is missing, but the two things you should track for office demand is FDI inflows and business confidence, along with GDP. So these are the three lead indicators. If these three are doing well, the office demand also goes up. Let's move to the market update. I'll just have a glass of water. One second. So you add up all the office space in the country, the six major cities we are looking at here. We haven't taken Calcutta and Ahmedabad in this. Those will be the next two cities. India has close to 650 million square feet. What the audience should keep in mind is this total 650 million square feet. New York alone has 650 million square feet. So what we have in India is New York. One city, Tokyo, has 1 billion square feet. So Tokyo has 350 million square feet than what we have total of India. So it's a big asset class. US, like we have 648 million square feet. US has 5 billion square feet of office space. So that's the growth opportunity in India. We have 20% of the population. We have heard the government talk how we are going to be the top 3 economies in the world, how we are inching up that, how we're going to touch 5 trillion, 10 trillion, all those things. So I'm sure this is definitely an asset class which will grow. Current vacancy levels is 16%. This had gone to around 18.5, 19 during COVID time. And now we are seeing the vacancy levels drop. This year, 2022, the year we just got over, was the biggest record year in the history of India in terms of office space demand. We saw 50 million square feet of office space getting absorbed in India in this 1 year. And where did that 50 million square feet go? We'll see in the next slide. The average rentals in the country is 95 rupees. And that's something one should keep in mind. There are markets like Bombay, which are expensive. There are also markets like Chennai and Hyderabad, which are not so expensive. But on an average, it's 95 rupees. It was the average rental of office space in the country. This graph on the left side talks about where is the supply coming from? What is the total stock? So Bangalore is the biggest office market with 180 million square feet, followed by NCR and Mumbai, which have around 120 million square feet each. Hyderabad has 90 million, Pune and Chennai have around 60 million square feet. So Bangalore is the biggest office market, mainly because of the big IT-driven demand in this. This is an important slide. In the last 4 years, we have actually seen the stock go up 36%. So if I was making this presentation in 2018, there was just 475 million square feet of office space. And that's, you've seen, has gone to 638 million square feet. There's a lot of good supply coming up in the market. So there's 41 million square feet in Bangalore, 37 million square feet in Hyderabad. So close to 174 million square feet is coming up over the next 3 to 4 years in the country. This is where the upcoming supply, I'm sure you can see some background noise coming. There's a nice Sumitomo building coming up here in BKC. I'm just sitting next to that. I was checking out the Sumitomo folks. They have 250 buildings they own in Tokyo. And now they're coming to Mumbai, BKC to develop the next set of buildings. They picked up 2 very prime plots. And that shows, I'll talk a little bit more about how international capital is looking at India. So this is how the supply is kind of broken up in 23, 24, 25. Those 3 years, Hyderabad, you see having close to 41 million square feet coming up. Delhi, you have 39 million square feet coming up. All the supply which you see here, concrete has already started being poured. This is where construction work is already happening. This is not developers just sitting on land in future supply. So that's something the audience should keep in mind. There's good quantum of supply coming. This is an interesting trend we saw. Average transaction size, which used to be around 50,000 square feet pre-COVID, has become around 40,000 square feet pre-COVID. The difference, the key reason of this could be work from home, where 15-20% of people are working from home today. Next. Vacancy levels are decreasing. You've seen how vacancy levels have going down. It had touched 18.5 and now it's dropping down. New supply. One good thing about the office market is you see the bottom graph. All the graphs, demand and supply are more or less kept pace with each other, which is good for the market because there's not too much of oversupply coming and vacancy coming up. So that's where the market has always been kind of very normal with, and if supply goes much more than demand, then obviously rates start dropping, and similarly rates start going up. The demand is much more than supply. This is the average rentals in each of the cities. Mumbai is the most expensive market in the country with around 140 rupees. NCR and Bangalore around 90 rupees each. Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai around 70-75 rupees each. So this is the average rentals. We looked at the rental growth in each of the big cities over the last 6 years. And very interesting, Bangalore has seen rentals go up 36% in the last 6 years. Hyderabad has seen the market go up by around 27%. Pune has gone up around 11%. So the markets have been kind of steadily going up. Pre-COVID level. So this is an interesting slide. What were the rentals before COVID and what are the rentals now? During COVID, rentals had dropped. You see that in NCR from 100, it had dropped down. So most markets, the rentals are kind of coming back in terms of the rental numbers, which was there pre-COVID. Gross absorption, I mentioned this is the best year. 2022 has been the best year of absorption, that 50 million square feet. The previous time we saw that kind of absorption was in 2019, which was 46 million square feet. You see Bangalore, how last year was 10 million square feet, this year 16 million square feet. Bombay, you see last year 4.6 million, this year 7 million square feet. NCR, 6 million square feet last year, 10.8 million square feet this year. So all the markets have done well. You see, every market, the yellow graph is more than the blue graph, with overall India market having grown close to 50% from last year. Demand has gone up. 50 million square feet is the current demand, which is 50% more than last year's demand. Gross absorption, you see this, 33 million square feet, 50 million square feet. Highest absorption, Bangalore, Delhi, and Hyderabad in 2021. In 2022, again, Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai have seen the highest absorption. Where is all this office space getting absorbed? 34% of this office space is tech companies. 14% is the flex/managed offices in the country, and 10% is manufacturing and engineering. This is a breakup of the different asset classes. So you see BFSI is 14%, consulting is 9%, engineering manufacturing you saw is 10%, flex space 10%, and technology 34%. This is historically how it's behaved. One new asset class which has come up is the flex, co-working, managed office, that asset class which has come up. Today, out of that 640 million square feet, close to 47 million square feet is flex office space. 74% of the occupiers we did a survey sometime back wherein we interviewed 300 companies, and they mentioned that 74% of those companies said they were open to working from a co-working/managed. Today, there are close to 140 flex operators in the country. We believe there'll be a huge amount of consolidation also, which will happen in the industry, and there will be around 15 to 20 large operators who will emerge. Thought we'll talk a little bit about the REITs in the country. There are 3 REITs in the country, one floated by Embassy, which is backed by Blackstone. Then there is the Mindspace REIT, which used to be backed by Blackstone. Now that stake is going to Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. This is by the CREDAI Corp Group. And third is the Brookfield REIT. Brookfield, the big owners of real estate from US and Canada. So all these 3 people have, today you total up all these 3 portfolios, it's 93 million square feet portfolio, out of which 72 million square feet is completed, balance is under construction. Some of the players who are planning REITs over the next 12 months to 24 months are mentioned there: Nuclear Office Park, Salarpuria, Panchsheel, Nexus Malls again as a company owned by Blackstone. DLF could propose a REIT. So these are some of the proposed REITs over the next 1 to 2 years. You will see. REITs have been witnessing higher occupancies with long leases. You've seen all the 3 REITs. You see their occupancy levels are quite high, 87%, 86%, 84%, which is very healthy. So out of whatever size REIT they have, they're very good occupancies which they have. Technology companies is, you see all the tenants, all the 3 REITs, you see the number of tech companies which are there. Embassy has close to 223 tech companies. As the top occupying sectors, 40 to 50% of the existing tenants are from the tech sector. This is an interesting slide. Close to out of the 640 million square feet, around 55% of that is REIT-worthy stock in India. So right now we saw that the total REITs stock, completed stock, is only around 72 million square feet. That's kind of 55% is REIT-worthy out of the 640 million square feet. So there's still opportunity for many REITs in the country. I thought I should take some time to talk about the post-COVID technical specifications in office buildings. And what are we hearing from our occupier clients? So occupier clients are, let's say, when a Microsoft is looking for space or when a Google is looking for space, what are the kind of things they look at? The large tech companies, the large manufacturing companies, the large consulting firms, what are the kind of things they look at in a building. And this is all post-COVID tech specs. Today, everybody is looking at touchless technologies, having elevators which can open with phone apps, with Bluetooths, with QR codes, hand gestures, as a food button possible, voice activated elevators where you tell, take me to the 12th floor voice, and then it takes you. Today, people want again touchless in terms of doors, automatic sliding doors, retina scanners, face scanners, barcode scanners, motion activated sensor based bathroom. So where doors and elevators today occupiers don't want to touch it. So as much as possible, try and build buildings where there is limited amount of touch points. In terms of air circulation, today clients are looking for a technology named MERV 13 filtration. They're looking at how can we get in more additional fresh air into the buildings. How can we constantly keep evaluating, monitoring what is the indoor air quality IAQ within, because of the pollution levels. We know how cities like Mumbai or Delhi, the kind of pollution levels are very high. AHU rooms with UVGA lamps, heat recovery wheels, and water collected from condensation to be avoided. STP water for cooling to be reconsidered. These are things which again come. We would use that water coming from heat recovery wheels and condensation and STP water for other purposes. Now there is a school of thought, should we actually be reusing some of this water? HEPA filters is again something which we have started seeing companies ask us about. People are looking at how you can enhance the stair cores by reducing dependency on lifts, how to make it more wider, how to make it more open well staircase, fire doors to be kept open at all times. Again, some of the COVID things which are post-COVID. Well-maintained drainage systems, LED lighting. Can you use LED lighting to kill bacteria and fungus? Can we have air curtains at the entrance of toilets? Can we have more antimicrobial interior finishes with antimicrobial paint finishes, hardware fixtures, textiles, countertops? How do we use antimicrobial rather than the regular material? Again, UVC lighting and escalator, travelator, handrails. How do we coat that with antimicrobial material? Well certification. Previously, we would talk of LEED certification. Now there's a concept called the well certification, which is coming. This basically rates the buildings on community, on materials, movement, air, nourishment, sound, light, all those things. I'd also take some time on the investment market update. So institutional investments have dropped a little bit in 2022, but we definitely expect it to bounce back. I spoke about a $1 trillion number. The global number is 1 trillion. India gets around 5 billion of that, which means we are still only 0.5%. So you can imagine there is 99.5% of money which is floating around, which can come to India. And like for a city like New York would get a 40 to 50 billion dollars of that money. And full of India, we still get only $5 billion. So that's the opportunity to create more tradable REIT-worthy assets, more tradable FDI-worthy assets in the country. Institutional investments, most of the investments have gone into office, lesser in retail. Of late, a lot of interest in industrial, which has happened. Again, institutional investments, you see, has been significantly gone up in the last 4-5 years. The government has been highly supportive of FDI in the real estate sector, and that's definitely helped the sector. Many of you would have seen how companies like Blackstone, Brookfield, GIC, Ascendas, and Godrej Fund Management, Mapletree, Apollo, many of them have invested huge amounts of money in the Indian real estate sector. There are 3 REITs we spoke about. The large sovereign slash pension funds, people like CPPIB, APG, Qatar Investment Authority, Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, Allianz, which is an insurance company from Germany. They all made big investments. Also other players like Morgan Stanley, Actis, Keppel from Singapore, CPPIB, I spoke about it. Kotak today has multiple funds with Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, with Qatar Investment Authority. So all these people have invested in Indian office real estate market and continue to invest. You would have heard of how even in industrial today, there are close to 7-8 players with foreign institutional capital, players like Indospace, ESR, Logos, S&Rs. Blackstone has multiple vehicles to invest in real estate in industrial. There is Mapletree, which is that's done deal. Then the local players like Wellspun, Xander again, international fund who invested in warehousing. So that's again in retail. Blackstone Nexus. Blackstone is the largest owner of malls in the country today. They are listing their vehicle very soon. Then there is Xander, who created Virtuous Retail. Then there's GIC, which has a partnership with Phoenix. There's CPPIB, which has a partnership with Phoenix. Prestige is very aggressive in retail. Then Abu Dhabi Investment Authority has Lakeshore. So multiple providers, international providers who have come to invest in Indian real estate, and their most preferred asset class is office. This again speaks about, shows how the numbers of office in each of the years. It's a lovely interaction, open to questions. So you have my email ID there, ramesh.nair@colliers.com. Please, I'll just repeat that, ramesh.nair@colliers.com. We have a very strong capital markets practice, which helps you raise capital. We have a very strong office brokerage practice, which helps you lease, find tenants for your office buildings. And we have a very strong project management practice, which helps you build buildings. That team, the project management team, which is close to 1,300 people in India. We have close to 3,000 employees in India. That 1,300 people have built offices of close to 180 million square feet of office buildings have been built by them for all institutional players like Blackstone, Brookfield, Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. All of them have appointed us to build their buildings. We've done multiple buildings for companies like SAP, Google, multiple projects for Blackstone, like I said, for TCS, massive campuses we have built. So some of the landmark buildings in the country has been built by that team, our project management team. So anything on doubts, anything on office real estate, please feel free to write to me at this email ID, ramesh.nair@colliers.com. You can open up for Q&A.
Thank you very much, Ramesh, for the presentation on office market in India. So it is really insightful for everybody who has joined us. So any questions, any direct questions, Abhishek?
I don't have a question, but I've attended Ramesh's couple of sessions where he is hosting the session, and the way he summarizes the entire session in bullet points, it is phenomenal. I don't know. I don't think any of us is capable of summarizing your session the way you do some summaries for the other sessions, but very, very nice and very, very good learning. Thank you.
Thanks, Abhishek, for your kind words.
Thank you very much, Ramesh.